Chatty's talk, Chatty's talk, Chatty's talk, Chatty's talk, real talk, good talk. Let's talk about it. Welcome to this episode of Chatty's Talk. Let's talk. Hi, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Chatty's Talk. I'm so excited that you've come to join me today on this episode because on this episode, unlike every episode, we're going to have good talk, real talk, then we're going to talk. So let's talk. So we're going to start off with some topics here. Real talk. Let's have some real talk. Having a discussion with people every day is something that I absolutely love to do. Not so much debate, but just to have good conversation. See what people are thinking, where their head is, and like what's going on. So let's talk about these sinkholes. I'm always talking about sinkholes, and it happens everywhere around the country, right? It happens in the United States where we live. It happens in Philadelphia where I live. So I did some background research on sinkholes. My theory is, and this is my theory. I know how we all believe, how everybody has their different beliefs on how the world's going to end. Believers, we know that Christ is going to rapture us up one day, and some believe that we're going to stay here on earth and heaven's on earth, and they have all these different beliefs. But you know what? I tend to think that maybe we're going to go underground. I don't know. I'm just saying. And I'm not saying that I doubt the beliefs that that I believe how Christ is going to rapture us up. But so it's just crazy how every time you look around, there's a sinkhole somewhere. A car's getting swallowed. A house is getting swallowed up. So I said, let me do a little research on this just to see who has the most sinkholes, who has the most deadliest sinkholes. So I got to put my glasses on for this because I'm going to read to you some things that I looked up. So about 20% of our land surface in the United States is susceptible to sinkholes, with the most dangerous occurring, you ready for this? Kentucky, Florida, Alabama, Texas, Missouri, Pennsylvania, and Tennessee. Wow. So yeah, I literally believe that, I feel that we're all going to get swallowed up in like big sinkholes, and I don't know what's going to happen after that, but that's my theory. The biggest sinkholes have occurred though in what does it say? The biggest sinkholes have occurred in mostly in Asia, and let's see where else. It was different ones that I've seen that sinkholes mostly occur. But the most dangerous ones, again, like I said, is Florida, Texas, Alabama, Missouri, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Pennsylvania. So the most dangerous ones, here it is, Florida and China, depending on location. So those who live in Florida and China, you better watch out. I'm just saying. Sinkholes happen because the earth underground, water washes it away. Soft rocks, limestone. I'm not a scientist, but I do know a little bit about that. It's called, oh my gosh, I can't think of it. But we know that erosion. There it is, erosion. When there's a lot of water, and we just keep getting all this rain, the snow, different things like that, which we haven't had in a while. Snow, but rain, we've been getting a lot of rain throughout the whole United States, throughout the whole world. I feel like it's just been a lot of rain, more than ever. So the earth was before the earth was formed, it was nothing but water. So just think, we're on top of water. So those who don't know how to swim, including me, we better learn how to swim. Anyway, that's just a little bit of a real talk. I'm just saying. Yeah, so now let's get to some good stuff that's been going on. A couple of years ago, there were two twins who were separated at birth. And, a lot of times that's a very dangerous surgery. And they were conjoined twins by the head. Well, Abby and Aaron, the rare conjoined twins, survived surgeries, and they were separated despite the 2% of the odds success, have now graduated kindergarten. Isn't that wonderful news? And guess what? They were right here. It was right here done in Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. So I just thought I would share some good news with you and some real talk with you. And that's just Chatty's Talk. Here on Chatty's Talk, I'm going to talk about some real things. I'm going to talk about some good news. Now, let's get to our real talk, okay? Let's talk about some real issues that I would like to discuss with you when it comes to different topics, different things that I love to talk about, and just get your feedbacks and just get your ears and just see where you are with things. What are you eating? What are you eating lately? You know, I am the biggest critic on what is put in our bodies. I can't say that I was good. Let's just put it that way. I can't say that I was like, I had the most healthiest diet. I've been doing super well. It's summertime. I have been cautious of what I've been eating. Have I been like super great at it? Not really. So let's go back a little bit. Let's talk about what it looks like to have a healthy diet, what it looks like for some children to have a healthy diet, and the balances, okay? Let's start a little bit further back when I was growing up. When I was growing up, I was a very picky eater. Oh, very picky. And I still am. And a lot of people always tell me how picky I am, and I am really picky. So I believe, and I had someone tell me the reason why I'm like that, I'm picky eater, because growing up, I didn't have a decision on what I was to eat. My parents were like, I put it in front of you, you better eat it. To some extent, I totally agree, because we had a whole lot of children in our house. So dinner was like, whatever I put in front of you, you're going to eat it. Because listen, we work hard for this food to get it to you. I understand. However, someone told me, a counselor told me, that I was suffering from food trauma. I tend to want to believe that. And it's nothing bad. It's just that because I was forced to eat things that I didn't like, or told to eat. I don't want to say forced, because they didn't like it. Yeah, open your mouth and eat it. No, told things to eat that was placed in front of me. My defense and my taste buds were not technically developed at the right time. So that's why I tend to always not want to even give things a try, or my texture is like certain textures of foods. If you know of any other diagnosis or thing that you could maybe suggest, maybe it's just something that I'm thinking, or the person who told me that thinking. I think it was a great diagnosis from their point of view. They weren't like a professional doctor or anything. We just was having a conversation. Like, I'm really the pickiest person that you will ever know. I'm telling you, I'm the pickiest person. So, and people who know me know that I have a very limited diet, very limited on what I would eat. For example, when we go out, my husband and I go out, he always asks where I want to go, because he's like, you're the picky one. I eat any and everything, so it doesn't matter. Okay, fair. When my children were smaller, I was very aware of giving them choices on what to eat, or just trying different things. You know, my husband would say, you're cooking 4 different things because you want something different. I cooked something for him, and then the kids wanted something different. I felt as though that I did not want to force it on them. So what I would do was, I would say, if you can try it, if you don't like it, it's fine. I think that's fair. And whatever they like, I gave it to them more. So if they like green beans, for example, I would give them green beans for a while. They had to have a vegetable or a fruit of their choosing. They had to eat one or the other. Every day. So if they liked green beans would be on their plate as a part of their vegetables. And then, okay, let's try another one. Let's try some sweet peas. Okay, try the sweet peas. Mom, I'm not quite ready for it. I don't like it. Okay, move on. Go back to green beans for a while. I know it's a lot of back and forth, but that was the only way that I could develop their taste buds to something at different times. They would also try carrots. I think they eat it now. And let me tell you about my kids' diets now. They're not their diets, but what they like, because their diets probably aren't, they eat, whatever. But they have a very wide variety of foods that they like. Like their taste buds, they eat everything. Like there's nothing that they probably won't eat or try. And I feel like because of how I did it, that allowed their taste buds to develop. And they were more prone to like just trying things and like, oh, I really like it. So again, I'm not a doctor on this. I'm not a professional on this, but that's just what I think. And that's just a tip for some parents that say, my kid doesn't eat anything. My grandbaby, same way. She's very, 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 very picky. So what we do is of course, we have to barter with her and make some kind of deal. If you eat this, we'll give you that. But that's fine too. If that's a way for you to help them to develop the taste buds. Because I'll say, if you don't like it, you don't have to eat it. Let's just try it. Another time around, a couple of weeks or a month passes by, let's try this again. Oh, I really do like it, because your taste buds are changing. And her taste buds changes so very much. The most important thing is to make sure that they get the nutrients that they need. Like I know, like she likes milk, so she drinks almond milk or lactate milk, and she's getting the vitamins that she needs. She eats granola, so the oats and things that she needs for that, the iron and the protein. So she gets that. So there is certain things that she does get, so that she needs. Now, the vegetables, we're still working on that. Fruits, grapes, and apples. But again, these are just small steps. And that's what you're going to have to do as a parent. Just don't give them everything that they like all the time, because it could be McDonald's, and that's not helping them to develop a different taste bud. So I would encourage you to try something different at least once a month. If they don't like it, okay, we're going to push that to the side, and we're going to try it another time. So that's just my tip. For getting kids to develop their habits in eating and healthy eating. Now, what have we been really eating and how we really need to, so this is what I want to do before I end this episode. I'm going to hold you accountable. I'm going to hold myself accountable. I feel like summertime is always the worst time, and holiday, because then holiday's right there. And do you ever notice that every holiday there is sweets involved? Think about it. So let's start at the end of the year, because I think that's where it really starts. October is Halloween. You have all this candy. November is Thanksgiving. You got sweet potato pie and all the chocolate, just chocolate desserts, all kind of just dessert, just sweets. December, Christmas. What do you have? Desserts, cookies, and brownies, and just all the good stuff. January comes around. You have New Year, so you're celebrating. You got more sweets again, because everybody has desserts, and it's just always something on top of food, right? And then February comes, what is it? Valentine's Day. You get all the chocolates, all the candy, right? After February, there's March. April, Easter, more candy. So it's always, always, always something that gets us every month just about. So again, it's discipline. I had very, very good discipline back with in 2000, and I want to say 2018, 19. I was doing very well. I'm not saying I'm doing terrible, but I'm not doing as good as I did then. I cut my sugars and my carbs. I lost so much weight, and I love the weight that I lost, but I also like where I'm at now. I do want to just tone it up a little bit more again. That would be great. However, it's a thing called menopause. We'll talk about that later. It's a whole nother episode. But that's been challenging for me to decide, and the cravings. Anyway, but I want to hold us each other accountable when it comes to eating right. Making sure we eat our vegetables at least once a day. A fruit once a day. I do that. Now that I have never stopped. Now, what I do want to say is, when you can't hold up to that end of the bargain or whatever, don't beat yourself up about it. Don't beat yourself up about it if you fall off track when you're eating and you're exercising. Because listen, life happens. We work hard every day. We take care of a lot of different things, and sometimes we need comfort food, and that's okay. My cheat days used to Sunday, where I'll have ice cream or a piece of cake or cookies or things like that. But again, that's not what it's been looking like due to the summer. Again, I'm not saying I'm terribly bad. Also doing a lot of singing and things this summer. I did a lot of singing. So I had to be careful with that. So with eating, so my sweets intake hasn't been that bad. I do give myself a treat because I've been so good. Sometimes that treat lasts a long time. I can't bring myself back. So again, challenge to you and to myself is to hold each other accountable on how we're eating. And I'm going to always say on every episode, what you've been eating. Because I want to know, okay? I want to know what you've been eating. I want to know how you stay, those who haven't or don't eat a lot of sweets, or any ideas that you have that can help us out on like curving those sweet tooth and a good snack, but that's healthy, but it's still good. So let's share a little bit of that on our episodes, okay? I am open to it. I hope you are too. I am so glad that you joined me for this episode. That we had some real talk, we had some good talk, and we talked about it. I am so glad that you are gonna, if you're just watching for the first time, you're gonna like and subscribe. You're gonna tell somebody about Chatty's Talk. You're gonna tell somebody that we talk about some really good things here on Chatty's Talk. I'm so glad that you came to join me. Before I go, I do have a couple announcements. I'm gonna try to, and if you would like for me to say something about what you are doing, send it to me. Send it into my link that you would like for me to let people know what's going on with you. So I have an announcement. Sister Elvira, who is a very, very good friend and family of mine, she's a stand-up comedy show happening on 8/19/2023, 4130 Cotman Avenue. The show starts at 6 o'clock, 6 to 8. So if you would like more information, I would try to post it on my page. If you would like more information about that, please let me know. Again, Sister Elvira is doing a stand-up comedy show. The place, I did have the place written down. I think I would need to know that. But she is having a stand-up comedy show on August 8th. Oh, I did say it. I'm sorry. August 8th. August 19th. I'm sorry. At 4130 Cotman Avenue. The show starts at 6 to 8. The tickets are $20. Let's remember to support each other in every aspect, in any way that we can, because that's important to people. And that's important to you. It makes you feel good when you support each other. Also, I wanted to say that I'm doing a back to school essential cares. It's doing a back to school giveaway, which I do every year. That will be happening August 25th. It will be at the corner of Robbins and Shelbourne. It's going to start from 2 to 4. So again, I want to help those who need help in getting their kids ready to go back to school. Again, I will be making these announcements on every episode. I will be posting it on my page as well. So again, thank you for joining me on this episode of Chatty's Talk. I hope that you when something out of the show. And remember my question that I'm going to ask you: what you been eating? So remember, if you got to jot it down so that when we talk, well, when I do the video again, I'm going to say what I've been eating. I'm going to say what keeps me on track. And I want you to put it in my link in my comments, what you've been eating or what you're thinking about eating, or what, let's just talk about getting better, fit, and healthy for each other. And so that we can take care of ourselves. Again, thank you for watching. And remember, let's talk about it. Let's have good conversation here on Chatty's Talk. Thanks for joining me.